regarding any matter without possessing complete and perfect knowledge. How undertaking any task can transform into such a significant problem, or what kind of threat we might have to endure. To illustrate this, today I have a real incident that I am about to discuss with you. This is because I have always for 14 years been in this field of agriculture among agricultural entrepreneurs and their businesses, constantly visiting their farms, speaking with them, and I have been working as their confidant. So similarly, an event took place recently. This is not a fictional story, it is a real incident. What happened was, one day in Channagiri, a program had been organized. So a workshop was arranged in an arecanut farm. That is, I enhanced the skills of all farmers everywhere by conducting practical training sessions for them. So for that program, an arrangement was made in Channagiri. So upon going there, the farm was right by the roadside. In that particular farm, around 13 to 14 farmers had come. So among them, some who had become successful by continuously watching my videos had come. So I was speaking with the 13 to 14 people standing by the roadside in the farm. So while we were talking, they were sharing their thoughts. Sir, after watching your video, the farm was like this before and now it has become like this. Those who were successful were sharing while some others were just observing. So our conversation was proceeding. This discussion had been going on for about 5 minutes. So just then, someone arrived on a bike. Upon arriving, he stopped his bike and came towards us. I was watching him. So he was looking at me with a peculiar expression on his face. He came towards me in a rather strange way with a sort of aggression. So I continued the conversation, thinking that perhaps he was an acquaintance. So after he arrived, I had not spoken for even a minute. As I was saying that it would be better if you do it after understanding the subject well, he spoke to me directly. And what he said was, "Enough, be quiet, sir. You are telling lies. So after watching your videos, I did it and my farm is ruined." He appealed directly, stating, "You advised against plowing. I plowed anyway and today my whole farm is ruined." So I thought, oh, is that so? Alright. I became somewhat alarmed, but since these people were present, I knew I should not show any panic. Therefore, I took it calmly. This is because it is always so that no matter what question is asked by someone who is not yet perfect, when we ourselves possess perfection, we are required to speak with patience. So I received it in a very good spirit. After receiving it, I asked, "Where is our farm?" He said, "Look, sir, you can see it right there. That is the farm. Anyway, we have to conduct a workshop, and if we have a problematic farm, we can make them understand very well. The farm where we were standing was actually fine. So I decided in my mind that would be better over there than here." At that point, I told everyone that for today's skill development program, which we have arranged for all of you, we will shift from this farm to that one. As soon as we entered the farm, I could see the seriousness of the problem on his face. I am observing the farm. So in the farm, all the necessary problems should be present. Disease, pests, those kinds of disorders, everything was there. It could be a fungal disease, the idumant disease, or even Nanu Adanhap's fruit dropping or leaf spot, everything was present. So it was completely affected and many trees were lost. I observed that. So observing this, I felt troubled. Because when a farmer loses that many trees and faces so many issues, what must his mental state be like? So I calmly looked at him and started talking. I asked, "How many acres is it?" He said, 2 acres. I said, "Is that so?" So I asked how he was watering it. "Sir, I have no problem with water. I have as much water as I need. I'm giving it well," he said. "Yes, that is great." I said, "Very good." Then I asked, "Is that so? When you say well, how many days do you water it for?" So he had a drip system. I asked how often he waters. "I water it once a week." "Sir, for 2 acres, he said. "Once a week? How many hours do you water it for?" I asked. "Nothing." "Sir, 3 days for this?" 3 days for that, continuously, he said. So it became completely clear to me that he was giving water for 3 days without a break. After a gap of 3 days, he was watering again. He was not watering once a week. So he was watering with a gap of only 3 days. So here it is completely damaged. I understood that the soil was completely damaged and the roots were damaged because it had been given too much water. But I cannot tell that man directly. So I said, very good. I appreciated him by saying very good. So that is how it went. I told everyone there, to those who had come for the training, I explained what we needed to do in this orchard today. What I said was, look everyone, as a practical experiment to examine the soil, I want all of you to take your hands and dig up at least half foot of soil and show me a handful of that soil, dig into a depth of half a foot. They thought to themselves, is that all? And went ahead. They started digging everywhere. I stood with the owner of this orchard and had him dig the soil. So he went to dig the soil with his hand like this. He could not manage to dig even 1 inch into the soil with his hand. I told him, you have watered it very nicely, dig a bit deeper, deeper. I put pressure on the man. He kept trying, and since I was telling him to, he tried with more force. As a result, soil got lodged under his fingernails. He also started bleeding. He looked down and saw the blood starting to flow. He said, oh, why did this happen? I said, no sir, it is very hard sir. I am not able to dig the soil at all sir. He said, sir, it would have been fine if I had plowed. This happened because of not ploughing. He turned the blame back on me. Yes, let us see come. Let us understand all this practically, I said. There was a fence on the bund of his farm. I called everyone over. None of them were able to dig the soil. They were struggling, so I took everyone near the bund. Having taken them there, I asked them all to dig. So there was a bund right next to the orchard. The orchard was fully moist and the bund was slightly elevated. So only the moisture had reached it. Because of that humidity, if one dug with their hand, it was possible to go not just half a foot, but a full foot deep into the soil. So in the bund, you could see plenty of roots. You could also see earthworms. It was easy to dig the soil there. So the time came for me to make them understand, and so I told them, you see, although no water was given here, the plants on that bund are perfectly healthy, the soil is loose, and so the roots are healthy as well. The leaves appear to be healthy, but why is this particular orchard in such a condition? So someone there said, it has been overwatered. They started looking at each other. I said, I bring a pickaxe. They brought one. So with the orchard owner's own hands, I had him dig. He struck the ground and removed the soil. As they were digging, if you took the soil like this, it was completely like a paste. It came out like gum. I told everyone they take a little in their hands. They took it. I asked what it would be good for. Nobody could answer. So I myself asked, is this soil suitable for making a Ganapati idol? So they responded, yes sir. This soil is indeed very good for making a Ganapati idol. At that point, I provided them with a scientific analysis. You see, because the soil is so hard, that is to say, because of providing it with an abundance of water, the biodiversity within the soil has been completely destroyed and the soil particles have compacted together, becoming just like cement. Because it has become like cement, air is not circulating within it. Water is not percolating through, and for that very reason. Now, if we are to look at the second impact of this, we simply need to dig a little bit. I told them to collect the roots. They collected the roots not just from one spot, but from 7 or 8 different places. I had them collect the roots from all of those different locations. After washing the roots in water and placing them all together, I showed them to everyone. It was only then that they understood. Not a single root was active, all of them were black and had completely died. Consequently, there were no fibrous roots present whatsoever. Therefore, if the roots are not functioning properly for the tree, then the problems that we have observed above, should these problems be considered true or false? I asked. So all of them replied, it is true, sir. What you are saying is correct. I responded, it is now you is saying this. This is not I who says what science states from a truly scientific perspective. When soil becomes hard, what is the reason for it? It can be caused by providing an excess of water, or it can also be caused by a lack of sufficient water. In this particular location, due to an excessive amount of water being provided, the soil has consequently hardened, and since the roots are unable to get air, their development has ceased, and all the roots have been caught in a very difficult situation, which is why today, in this plantation, all the diseases indicated that in the very place where beneficial organisms were meant to exist in the soil, the prevailing environment did not support them to live because of excessive irrigation. As a consequence, harmful organisms began to develop in the soil, meaning that pathogens proliferated, which may have resulted in root rot disease. Alternatively, it could be the problem of premature fruit dropping, it could be a form of rot disease, or even leaf spot. The leaf spot disease, even if it does not come directly from the soil, with increased moisture on the soil within the plantation, it became highly conducive for the development of fungus. For all kinds of diseases, a favorable environment was created by them, not by avoiding tilling, but by the application of excessive water. This was not understood by anyone. Therefore, I facilitated their understanding through this. Friends, this is the only thing I wish to convey to all of you. Please observe. The understanding they derived from my video was simply that if you refrain from tilling, the plantation will remain in good condition. I have said that, but I have also given reasons for it. However, what became registered in their minds was the instruction, do not till. And because not tilling is the easier option, they conveniently abandoned the practice. Likewise, regarding the water, once the automatic starter is switched on, there is no need to visit that place again. Both the water and electricity are free of cost. The continuous supply of water became convenient, so they began this practice. However, in the morning the water is a necessity. However, when it is provided in such excessive quantities, the types of problems they encountered. Must I accept that my statement was incorrect, or that they committed an error by not understanding it completely? It is essential for all of you to understand this through the medium of this story. Consequently, in this region, 70% of the plantations that I observe everywhere, what I am observing is that people say there is no water. By giving too much water, the soil becomes like gum, destroying the soil's biodiversity, and they are facing all kinds of problems. So in many places, by installing it and providing abundant water, the development of all the organisms in that soil becomes impossible. So I have seen the negative results in the field. Therefore, every single person, the method of watering should be, if you water for 3 days, I am not saying do not. If you water for 3 days, then stop for 30 days. The reason is that you would have provided an abundance of water. The water will have seeped deep into the ground, and for that water to evaporate and come out again, the soil must become dry. When the soil becomes thoroughly moist and then dries out completely, the soil will remain healthy. And in places where the soil is healthy, the organisms in the soil will work in a very productive manner. As a result of these soil organisms working, the crop also eliminates any nutrient deficiencies. Consequently, it grows in an excellent manner. The problems will be reduced, the product yield will increase, and the overall expenses will decrease. Therefore, from this story, the one point all of you need to understand is that giving too much water to the farm is the primary cause of its ill health. Understanding this point, if you have found this information interesting, so please do like this video. Share it with everyone, with as many people as possible, so that it may be beneficial to everyone. I say this, and so in the next video, in the same way, there are plenty of mistakes that are made without our knowledge. I will present them to you one by one. I will meet with you in the next video. Thank you.